Hello, welcome to the Financial Aid Office at Concord University. My name is Tammy Brown and I am the Director of Financial Aid here at Concord. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the financial aid process so that you can be sure to maximize all available free aid and be ready for the start of the fall term. At this time, you should have received a financial aid award offer from our office. On the award offer, you will see at the top estimated cost, in the center the grants and scholarships that you have currently been awarded, and at the bottom any loans that were offered to you. That does not mean you have accepted loans, that simply means that they've just been offered. The final number at the bottom shows what your projected balance due would be if you accepted all of the awards above that. If that number is in parentheses, that means that that would be a refund check to you. If you do not want to accept the loans, the estimated balance that would be due from you or your refund check would be the amount beside of cost minus grants. So if you don't want the loans, then just don't look at that part and just look right above that where it says cost minus grants, and that would be your projected balance due. But just keep in mind, this is not a bill. This is just an estimate. The official bill does come from the Student Accounts Office. So if you haven't already done so, you should complete the FAFSA as well. The FAFSA is the best avenue to get available free aid. It must be completed each year, and we encourage you to complete it each year by March 1st so that you can make sure that you don't miss the deadline for any West Virginia state funds. It does become available October 1st each year, so sometime between October 1st and March 1st, make sure you get that FAFSA filled out for us. If your FAFSA record was selected for verification, a letter was mailed requesting additional documentation from you. Please submit those documents as soon as possible so that your awards can be finalized. Some documents can be submitted electronically, while others do require you to print them out and mail them back to us. After the verification is complete and we have reviewed all of it, if changes are made to your awards, we will mail you a revised award letter showing you those changes. As you are awarded scholarships, please be aware of criteria for renewing those awards. Some have GPA and or earned hour requirements. For example, the Promise Scholarship requires 30 earned hours. It also requires a 2.75 GPA requirement after the freshman year and a 3.0 GPA requirement for every year thereafter. The West Virginia Higher Education Grant requires 24 earned hours and a 2.0 GPA. The academic scholarships at Concord require 24 earned hours and a 2.5 GPA. So there's a lot of different renewal requirements for the different awards that you get. So just be aware of those as you are awarded them. So most awards fall under three different categories. You have grants, you have scholarships, and you have loans. Most of the grants come from the federal and state government. Scholarships can come from the school, different donors. And then you have the loans, which also come from the federal government. The grants and scholarships are free aid that you do not have to pay back, while the loans do require you to pay them back. If you will be accepting the direct loan awards, there are three things that you will need to complete before the loan will pay to your account. You must accept the loans with Concord in your MyCU account by following the steps on this page. You must also complete entrance counseling and a master promissory note at studentaid.gov since you are a first-time borrower. Please complete these documents as soon as possible so that we can process the loan before the start of the term. Just keep in mind that repayment does not begin until 6 months after you are no longer in school or that you drop below 6 credit hours. When accepting loans, be aware that there are maximum loan limits. $5,500 is the maximum that you can borrow as a freshman in one academic year, and $31,000 is the maximum you can borrow as a dependent student over the lifetime of your undergraduate studies. So just be aware of those limits when you're accepting them so that you do make sure that you have enough loan eligibility to finish your degree. Once you begin receiving financial aid, students must continue to be meeting what we call satisfactory academic progress, or you'll hear it called SAP, to continue receiving financial aid. The SAP policy can be found on our financial aid webpage. This is a Department of Education requirement to ensure you are progressing toward graduation. There are three standards that you'll need to be aware of. Standard 1 looks at your GPA compared to your earned hours. Standard 2 looks at the number of hours earned versus the number of hours attempted. And Standard 3 looks at the maximum time that you have been in college to finish your degree. Many students get in the SAP jeopardy under Standard 2 by continuously dropping classes. So please make sure that you are in a schedule each semester that you want to avoid dropping classes. I mean, it's inevitable, you may have to drop a class. You just don't want to do that continuously. If you are expecting a financial aid refund, funds will not be available until the second week of the semester. So you may want to charge your books at the campus store against that refund. You watch for emails from the student accounts office and they will let you know when you're able to begin that process. You can also look at the student accounts orientation video and to learn a little bit more about that process. Financial aid also will not disperse until you have confirmed attendance with the student accounts office. So they will send out a link that you will need to respond to via email. So just make sure you click on one of those links and confirm your attendance so that we can disperse your aid. And also, our financial aid will only post if you are full-time. So we anticipate that all students will be full-time. If you plan on being part-time, just let our office know and we can adjust your awards. Just keep in mind that a lot of the awards do require you to be full-time. If you have received notification or a check for an outside scholarship, please supply these to our office so that we can include it on your award letter and on your student bill. If you do not have the check, you can provide us with either the certificate that you had received from the donor or the donor's name and dollar amount of the scholarship, and we can put it on your awards to allow the student accounts office to be able to reduce it off of any account balance. If you were awarded federal work study, you can find student jobs at collegecentral.com/Concord. You will see more jobs posted near the beginning of the fall term. There are some out there right now, but there will be more posted near the beginning of the term. The student package that you and your supervisor both will need to complete is on the Concord payroll webpage under Business Office. Just keep in mind the jobs are first come, first serve, so you need to get that completed as quickly as possible. If you weren't awarded federal work study, there are also jobs available through CU Connect, which are Concord funds. When you're looking at those jobs, some of them will say it requires federal work study. Some of them do not say that, so that if you don't have federal work study, you'll need to apply for the other jobs. You will get paid every 2 weeks for the hours that you worked in those 2 weeks, and just keep in mind that the work study award does not it does not apply toward tuition. So you will get a paycheck direct deposited into your bank account, and it does not get reduced off of your tuition bill. Sometimes there are circumstances in the household that cannot be reported on the FAFSA that could affect the amount of financial aid that you are eligible for. So some of the most frequent ones are change in income and change in parental marital status. So if you have a change in household income that is not reflective of what is reported on the FAFSA and would like our office to look at the changes, please complete the professional judgment form found on our financial aid webpage and submit it to our office along with the required supporting documents that are listed on that form and a written explanation of the situation, and we'll look at it for you to see if it can benefit you and give you more additional free aid. If you have a remaining balance after all of the free aid and your direct student loans, a parent can apply for the Parent Plus loan. Parent loans are in the parent's name and do require a credit check. If the parent loan is denied, the student can be awarded additional unsubsidized loans to help with the balance as well. So the parent would apply at studentaid.gov and sign in with the parent FSA ID, and then just fill out the application. If the parent is approved, then they would go on and do the master promissory note while they were in there. There are private loans also available to students to help with the balance. These loans usually require a co-borrower. A list of lenders can be found on our webpage under private loans. You can certainly find your own as well. You should compare to find the loan that best fits you. Each of the lenders will have, whether they're fixed rates, variable rates, all of that is on their webpage once you get in there. So just make sure you get the one that would be best for you. The school will have to certify your enrollment for those, and then we will be notified of any approvals on those, and then we'll put them on your account once you're approved. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact our office. There are phone numbers there, our emails there. We'll be happy to help you with any questions that you have, and we would just like to welcome you to the Concord Mountain Lion family.